Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. Shay's tube. She back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to Shades 2 Late Night Owls Talk Time, the place to get the real facts, no fake mess here. And welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. And again, thank you guys so much for being here on this fuckery Friday/Saturday live. All right? Anyway, guys, we're going to be talking about Lil Durk tonight. He's out of solitary confinement. Also, Nick Reiner's family is disappointed. Actually, they feel betrayed by Nick's ex-lawyer claims, okay? And then I got a couple of fuckery news stories to tell you guys, and that is going to be it. Y'all go get you something to drink and relax in bed or seat. It depends on what time you watch this. And if you're at work, listen or watch me on the down low. All right, let's go ahead and go over that copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area, and part of it is scrolling across that screen right there. Guys, if you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs up. It's freezing up tonight. Wait a minute, hold on. Let's see. Hold on, let me get it down. I don't know, sometimes StreamYard start acting up, so I'll just tell you. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, share, and leave a comment. And if you want to show additional support for the channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash up donation at $Shades2, or cop yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Again, thank you guys so much. Let's go to get started because we don't have long tonight. All right, we got to see if we can get out of here in 30 minutes, okay, about 1:05. All right. I don't know what's going on. Nah. I'll be acting silly even late at night, y'all. Even late at night, okay? Anyway, let's go ahead and start off with our first story for tonight. And let me check my sound real quick, so hold on for 1 second. Okay, everything is fine. Let me turn this back down. Okay, everything is fine so far, so that's a good thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over our first news story, and it is involving Lil Durk. Okay, let me go ahead and get it real quick. Yeah, I hope you guys had a beautiful week, you guys, and a beautiful Friday, and I hope your weekend is just as good, honey. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Lil Durk. Let's get to his story. Now, know this: every story that I give you guys, I'm getting it from a source, okay, like a newspaper or a magazine or something like that. Okay, I don't make up stuff over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So, like I just said, Lil Durk is released not from jail, but from solitary confinement. Okay, let's go ahead and tell you guys all about it once I type this down. I always forget to do something because I'm always rushing. You know what I'm saying? Always. Let's take this timer off. Timer off. Now let's go ahead and show it. Okay. Anyway, Lil Durk, you guys, is no longer being held in solitary confinement. He was in there for 5 months, you guys. All right. On Thursday, January the 15th, XXL confirmed that the 33-year-old Chicago rapper is back in general population at the Los Angeles Metropolitan Detention Center, after being in a special housing unit since last August because of an alleged infraction. Okay. Durk, born Durk Banks, was originally separated as punishment after he was found in possession of an Apple Watch. Y'all remember when I broke the news to you guys? However, in a motion filed on January the 6th, Durk's attorney requested his release. They argued that the alleged infraction has still not been reviewed by the unit discipline committee to determine proper disciplinary action, which would normally happen within 5 working days. Lil Durk is confined to a very small jail cell, just large enough for a single bed, a toilet, and a sink for 23 hours a day. The filing reads. I'm sorry. He does not have access to commissary. He is permitted 1 phone call a month and no in-person social visits. Mr. Banks' defense team has a growing concern that his prolonged solitary confinement may implicate the 8th Amendment's prohibition. I always mess this word up, sorry about that. On cruel and unusual punishment. The filing continued. Following a review hearing on January the 7th, Durk has since been released from solitary confinement. Now, as we already know, Durk has been behind bars since October of 2024 when he was arrested and charged with murder for hire in connection with the 2022 unaliving of Quando Wando's cousin, Suave Lou Pal Robinson, I guess that's how you pronounce that name. Durk trial, which was slated to start on January the 20th, has been delayed to April the 21st. All right. So he is out of solitary confinement after being there for 5 months because of a cell phone. I think that's what we said, cell phone. Hold on, not cell phone. It was Apple something. Let's see. A watch, the Apple Watch. He had an Apple Watch, which you can call people on it, on the computer, internet and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what he got. So he's out of solitary confinement. Somebody say, yeah, that is too long to be in confinement for a man. Most don't do it because it is cruel and unusual punishment. They know better that this is something they were surprised to do. They did away with that for years. Solitary confinement, that too long for a man to be in there. Something needs to be done about this. I don't mean those that put him in there. They go in there. They need to further investigate this matter. It is against the law. It is cruel and unusual punishment. That law been passed means it ain't that people. Okay, whatever. This dude, I don't know what he's writing, but I understand what he's trying to say. Okay, it's cruel and unusual punishment. It's not right, and it's too long for him to be in solitary confinement. And he's glad that he's out. Okay. Another commenter said, obviously, you have not been to prison because that's the same consequences they give an inmate down here who gets caught with an electronic communication device while in prison. Okay, somebody else said 5 months is unbelievable. Ronald said when Little Durk gets beat up by other inmates, I don't want to hear anything about PC. He's in LA, not, I don't know what this stands for right here, not the RAQ. I don't know what that stands for. Positive Vibe said, damn, Durk did 5 months in the tryst, long time for rapper. And then Mystical said, but not nearly enough for a murderer. Okay. I don't know. I remember one time when I was talking to you guys, and I was telling you guys that when someone commits certain crimes, like murder and crimes against kids, and the elderly and handicapped people and disabled people, they should be placed in solitary confinement. And I was like for a while, because it's a trip. You know what I'm saying? When they do crimes against kids and then they just throw them in jail. And I said, I think they need harsher punishments, because if they did harsher stuff, guess what? They would think twice about doing anything. Okay. So yeah, as far, when it comes to what he was in there for, that probably is too long, because it was just, for an Apple Watch. But if you go in there and you unalive kids, or you rape them, or elderly people, or disabled people, or disabled, handicapped people, I think you should be in solitary confinement for quite some time. And when they start doing that, I guarantee you, a lot of these people would think twice about committing certain crimes. They need to make harsher penalties, for real. They always call it something unusual, cruel and unusual punishment. But yet when people be unalive people, that's cruel, that's unusual. Okay. So I mean, these people's lives be ended, or they be traumatized, or whatever the case is. When people do things like this, I promise you, if they start inflicting, harsher, punishment, they will think twice about doing certain things. Again, if they don't do this, it's just going to get worse and worse. Somebody said, I cannot believe Little Durk got caught up in the most stupidest way ever. Him and Von got away with murder before he should have learned from that and settled his ass down. But nah. And then this other commenter said, the streets don't love you. They only love you because they need you. Don't worry, you might get 20 years if you're lucky enough. You need to complete some programs in there. Free Durk. Okay. And then Fatty said, like I said, he said, I don't say I swear though, but he said, I swear, I don't get those guys. You are rich, brother. You made it. Why put yourself in those situations? You know what, guys? I was saying the same thing. I said, how is it that, hey, Tanya, thank you so much for being here. Happy and blessed Saturday. I was saying to myself, well, out loud actually, and I said, when people be rich, because I was talking about all these stars who are up for extra assault, rape, and things of that nature. Like I think yesterday I covered, or either the day before that I covered Julio Iglesias. He's, got allegations of extra assault or something like that. Human trafficking in forced labor. Okay, and I was like, why is it that these people get blessed with fame, success, money, and everything, and then they still manage to go out here and do stupid stuff? If you know that you realize that you have a problem, excuse me, with all of that money you got, you would think that they would seek some type of counseling, some help, so they can stop doing whatever they are doing. Okay, I mean, dang. People are never satisfied. I don't care what you give them. Hey, Tony Bands, thank you so much for being here, hon. and happy and blessed Saturday to you. I don't care how much money you give some people, how much success you give them, how much whatever, just positive things you give them. Some of these people, regardless of their race, gender, age, they cannot manage to stay straight. Okay, they got to do something crazy. Okay, I'm like, why would Lil Durk do the things they are alleging that he did? Okay, that's silly. Earner for hire, like nobody can find out. If you keep your mouth closed, not rap about it, and don't be talking to everybody about it, maybe you can. But most of these rappers, they get up here and rap about the shit and brag, which is crazy. Who does this? Let's see. Yeah, I covered that yesterday. I said that they call it missing, but we think he probably just ran. Hey Jermaine, thank you for being here. We think he probably just ran so he can avoid those charges. Okay. Yeah, you're right. They are human. And sometimes, honestly, I don't think that the money itself will make it worse. I believe that these people are like this anyway. Okay. And you know what, Tony, you're probably right. Because when they get that money, they'll be able to do more stuff. So yeah, you're right. So, but they already have that in them. Okay. Nobody just changes up like that. These people are already weirdos before they got that money. And they just happen to get money. You can always research them and find out that they did stuff earlier in life. Okay. And then when they get that money, they just go, crazy, because they can do anything they want to. Like a lot of people who be into looking at little girls, these freakazoids, they were already doing that. Okay. Trust me. And you got a lot of regular people that do that too. Because let me tell you the story real quick. About a couple years ago, my daughter, it was back in 2000 and let's see, this is 2026. It was in 2024, okay? My daughter was standing out. She was at the store, right? Like the shopping center thing. And so her and her sister were standing outside talking. This dude pulled up in his car. He started talking to my daughter, asking her, let me think. He said, he asked, do you go to school or something around here? And she said, no. And he said, well, how old are you? She said, I think she was like 20 at the time, or either 19. And he was like, oh, you don't go to the school across the street? I may not be telling it correctly 100%, but he was basically saying something like this. And she said, no, I'm out of school. I'm out of high school. He was like, oh, okay. So what he was doing, he was looking for an underage girl. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All right? He was looking for an underage girl. He thought my daughter was underage because she looks young, okay, than what her age is. And he thought he was talking to a 16-year-old. So it's not just the rappers. It's not just the actors and actress or anything like that. It's a lot of these men. We was out in Pasadena back in 2020. This just happened. This was like in the last time I went out there. This is 2026, right? So in 2024, I went out to Pasadena, right? And I was inside the store talking to the guy in the store. My other daughter went across the street. This old ass man had to be around my age, okay? He probably was a little older than me. He asked my daughter, he said, how you doing? She said, fine. He said, you want to go have a drink? My daughter said, no, I'm only 16. Even though my daughter was 22 or something like that at the time, she told him she was only 16 and kept on walking. You see what I'm saying? Okay, these little old ass men, we trying to talk to these little young ass girls. They're nothing but PEDOs with an S to it, okay? That's all they are, a lot of them. I mean, come on now, you too damn old. You're talking to a little bit of kids, So a lot of these people, he had money too. You can tell he was rich, okay? Just like the dude who pulled up to my other daughter. He had money, you can tell. So the thing is, this stuff be already in them, okay? And then when they get money, they just get worse because the thing is, they think all women, girls, you just give them some money and they'll do stuff. Some girls will, but that does not excuse what you are doing, okay? They are immature. And you as a grown man or a grown woman, there is no way you should be linking up with some underage girl. And if you're 50 and 40 and 30, you don't need to be talking to someone that's 19 or 18 or 20. You're too damn old, okay? finesse on everything. You are too old. Stay in your lane. And these girls, y'all need to cut that shit out. Stay in your lane too. These old ass dudes trying to talk to you, trying to offer you money, honey, turn it down because you got dudes a little bit older than you that do good and they're around your age and they can help you and things too. Okay. So this is not something that just comes up with a lot of these people. Some people do, but I still think it's already in them. Okay. You don't just start being something. You just had it, contained until it was time to let it out. Point blank. And that's exactly what I believe. So anyway, like I said, he is out of solitary confinement. He was there for 5 months, as he should have been, not for 5 months, but at least I say 30 days, okay? Because you need to follow directions and the rules when you are incarcerated. When you are incarcerated, you do not supposed to have a phone, a watch, all this other stuff that they be sneaking into prisons and stuff. And sometimes those damn guards be giving them phones and stuff like that. You're not supposed to have this, okay? So yeah, when you get caught with this shit, yeah, you need to be in trouble on everything. Going to prison or jail is not a damn vacation. All right. I know some people think it is, and there's nothing to brag about. All right. You're supposed to go in there, do your time, and get out and follow the rules. That's it. So let's see here. Somebody said they held him long enough to get everyone to cooperate and turn state from his only defense game to keep him from controlling his, or contacting anyone. Now that everyone is snitching on him, they released him. Yeah, he in trouble, and I don't see how he is going to get out of this shit. And then somebody said they played chess and held the king piece in check while the pawns were getting shuffled and snatched up, and the queen fell back from all of it. Now the king piece is free to roam unprotected. Okay, so hopefully nobody don't mess with him in there. All right, point blank, because you just never know. He better follow those rules because they claim that they're going to add more time, So he needs to follow the rules, stop doing crazy stuff. Somebody said they give it a week. A week for what? For him to be unalive or something? So that's tripped out, man. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, he's in general population, so, hopefully he got friends in there. That's all I can say. So anyway, what do you guys got to say about Lil Durk? Do y'all think 5 months was too long, or you think it was just right? Do y'all believe he's innocent, guilty, or what? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section, okay? So we're going to move on to Nick Reiner now. Hold on, let me get this thing up here real quick. Rob Reiner's son, okay? The one that unalive Rob and his wife, okay? Let's go up here and get his thing up here. I think I still got his label up here. If I didn't erase it, I probably did. Let me get another one real quick. So let's take Lil Durk off real quick. And then put Nick Reiner up here. Hold on for a minute, you guys. So his family is kind of probably displeased with Nick's ex-lawyer, okay? I think I used the right word, displeased. I think that's the word. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead. They still got. Let me see if that's going to change by itself. StreamYard is so slow. Hold on, let me hide it again and bring it back up. Okay, there you go. They're so slow, you guys. Gosh. Okay, so let's get this story real quick. Wait a minute, I got to definitely see this real quick. Hold on, let me just keep this right here real quick. It's going to be in my fuckery news. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and go to Nick Reiner's family. Anyway, they reportedly feel betrayed, okay, by Nick's ex-lawyer, claiming something happened to cause him to quit. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Let's go down. So a week after his attorney, Alan Jackson, informed the judge that he had no choice but to withdraw and asked to be relieved of his duties representing Nick Reiner, Reiner's siblings are reportedly reacting to not just that, but comments Alan Jackson made on Billy Bush's Hot Mic podcast. Okay. Anyway, a source close to the family said the whole thing feels like a show pony move. Why is he giving details to Billy Bush, of all people? The family feels betrayed. Now, during the podcast, Jackson said, once I'm done, I'm done. I have withdrawn. Something happened with my ability, my team's ability to continue the representation, but I don't want anyone to speculate as to what that might be. I have not said a word about it. He also said that at the time he took the case, he dropped everything to focus on it. He said, I have to show loyalty to the confidentiality that attends that kind of phone call. Immediately thereafter, I dropped everything, he explained. Nick Reiner has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder with special circumstances of multiple murders and a special allegation for the use of a dangerous weapon, a knife. Now, let's see what else they got here. Anyway, according to this source, the family doesn't want this to divert attention from the trial. They just want the legal process to take its course without any distractions. Anyway, I don't know if you guys already know, but Alan Jackson quickly moved on to other high-profile cases, including defending the rich kid Malibu driver who has been charged with murder for unaliving 4 Pepperdine sorority sisters with his car. Okay, 25-year-old Fraser Bohm. The attorney had previously said that Reiner was not guilty of murder. It is unclear why exactly he stepped away from the case and whether it has something to do with money, in which we think it did. Anyway, this article, Rob Shooter's Shooter Scoop, had previously revealed that Nick Reiner's legal fees would be paid by his late parents. Nick has never earned a living in his life, the insider said. He's always lived off his parents. And now, even in unaliving, it looks like he's still relying on their money. He doesn't have the funds from his own money. And that's what another insider added. It's tragic and bizarre. His whole life has been supported by his parents, and now their money is paying for his defense. But the thing is, Nick cannot inherit any part of his parents' fortune, at least not if he's found guilty. California's Slayer statute prevents anyone who intentionally unalives another person from inheriting the victim's estate, essentially treating the iller as if they predeceased the victim when it comes to all property, wills, trust, insurance, and beneficiary designations. Okay, so I figured they had some type of clause, because there is no way you could collect on your parents' stuff if you are the one who unalived them in the first place. That's silly. Okay, so it is what it is. I don't know what his lawyer meant, his ex-lawyer meant. I still think the reason why he stepped down too probably is, and I did use the key term probably, it is probably because of money. I don't know for sure, but I'm just guessing. Somebody said maybe it had to do with the fact that the lawyer might not win the case, so he bowed out. He didn't want to break his winning streak with the previous case that he had just won. Somebody else said it had everything to do with not getting paid. That's why Nick only has a free public defender now instead of another paid lawyer. Okay? Oh, what is he talking about? Okay, let's see. What lady? Hold on, I'm reading this. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Okay, let's see. Somebody said betrayed. The ambulance chaser walked because he was no longer going to get paid. End of story. Well, you know, good and damn well, you're not going to represent someone if you're not getting paid. Okay, let's keep it real. I know you guys are not going to work for free. Okay, even though some people claim here on YouTube they don't care about making any money, but that's because they're not monetized. That's why they don't care. Nobody wants to really work for free. Okay, you can still enjoy doing this, but at the same time, you want to make something. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many people, the very main people who say they don't care about money, they be up on YouTube 20 damn hours in one live. Okay, and what is that for? Okay, shit. Somebody said no big payday for the greedy lawyer. That's why he's moving on to someone else. He's actually, I heard that he was representing, let me think. I just saw that yesterday, but I can't remember who it is. Besides that kid they just named, it's somebody else. It's one of these other illers. Can't remember which one it is. But when I find out, I'll let you guys know because I can't remember right now. So let's see. So everybody keeps saying the same thing, y'all. They say it's because of the money, and I believe that too, point blank. Okay, I believe that too. And I told y'all too, 5 years earlier, Nick was confined to something. What did I say the other day? He was, let me see if I can find that story real quick. 5 years ago, hold on. Yeah, he was placed under a mental health conservatorship, okay, before unaliving his parents. So his mental health situation, I think it was worse than what his parents were trying to really believe. Okay. He should have been in some type of place where he could get some real help. Yeah, they have proof he unalived his parents, Tanya. You know, he had blood all in the tub of the hotel and all over him. So yeah, I know he's gonna do that mental, that insanity plea. I know he is. It's lawyers. I mean, but if he is, dealing with that, he should use it. But I wish, sometimes you wish you could turn the hands of the clock back, and oh man, in hope that people see that they need to get their child some actual help for real, for real. And I know since he's grown, they couldn't make him do anything. But if he was in there tearing up the guest house where he was staying and threatening them and things of that nature, and they were scared, I think that they could have possibly called the police and got him in some type of mental facility or something. Now his conservatorship ended in 2021. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, because of his mental illness. That's it's a shame that it happened, it ended like it did. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wish they could have just, called the police that night when Nick was at that party with them and when he was doing the most. Even if O'Brien did not want him in the police in his home, I wish they just would have called the police and had the police go to Rob Reiner's house, okay? Because if they would have went there, maybe they could have saved their lives, and this dude could have gotten the treatment that he needed because they would have did a mental health evaluation if they would have took him on a 50-50 hold, right? And they would have still made the same, diagnosis, and they probably could have gave him some treatment or something. I know one damn thing. If I was his parents, I would have changed all the locks, got all the cameras working, hired security, armed security, and everything. I really would have, because he's not going to be coming back trying to do anything. All right, and they can control him. So that's a big shame. You know what I'm saying? And his family feeling betrayed. I mean, this is according to a source. I don't know if this is true or not. But I understand why they feel betrayed. I guess because of the claims. Okay, point blank. Okay, so y'all, when I get more updates regarding that, case and everything, I will let you guys know. All right. You're welcome. Yep, they had a lot of proof. This dude rented a hotel room, had blood all in the tub. That's why you know something was wrong with him. Okay, because he left blood all in the tub. He put blankets and sheets up against the window so he would get no sunlight. You know what? A lot of people who are depressed or suffering from bipolar stuff or schizophrenia, they do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do, you guys. So I mean, like I said, too bad he couldn't have gotten the help that he really needed before he came to this right here. Again, my condolences are expressed out to Rob and Michelle's family, friends, fans, and my prayers are extended out to his family and his friends. And may they continue to rest in peace. All right? All right. So we're going to move on now, you guys. Let me take this down. And we're going to go with some fuckery news. Okay? I got a lot of stories to tell you. And remember, it's not the actual news story that's fuckery. It's the people who do these crazy ass things. Okay? They are full of shit. Okay? And they are some fuckery type of people. All right? So that's why I call it that. Let me put this back up here. Well, no, let me put this up here. I just saw it. Okay. Let me see what y'all said in the comment section. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tony. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. I got a lot of those stories to tell you guys real quick. We've been on here for 37 minutes, so let's go ahead and get this done. And excuse my bloopers too. Y'all know how I'll be saying words sometimes. It'd be a damn trip. But at least I know when I say something wrong. Some people don't know shit. They don't be knowing nothing. Okay. Anyway, first story. It's about Charlie Kirk's unaliver, okay? Tyler Robinson. His trans lover's location is revealed, okay? So let's see. He is in FBI protection program, you guys, okay? So I wonder why they put him in that if Tyler Robinson is the only one that is in custody and they only suspect him of unaliving Charlie Kirk. Why is that lover in FBI protection program? Yeah, so when he vanished last September, that's what they did, okay? He was cooperating with the police, FBI, after Robinson allegedly, Kirk in the middle of an open college event, okay? So neighbors did see him. I guess, I don't know if they saw him leave, but they know that he left. They say his car was left messy and the lights were on inside. So they must have moved him very quickly. But why? If only Tyler Robinson is the one that is responsible for unaliving Charlie Kirk, why did they move this dude out so quickly? He didn't even get a chance to clean up anything. His car was messy. The lights were still on and everything. So anyway, one of his family members told News Nation that they moved him out of state. Hold on, he was in FBI protection. So they said that he has moved out of state and is no longer under FBI protection. But when he first was gone, he was under FBI protection program. So they said for the first few weeks, because there were so many threats against his family and him. Okay, that's right, because that's why people were going mad because of what happened to Charlie Kirk. Okay. So they moved around a lot, okay? But they're not anymore. He's with his family. They moved the whole family. He's with his family, but they are in another state somewhere else. Okay, point blank. And he also has a lawyer. Triggs, the ex-lover, he has a lawyer too, okay? Anyway, this is a little information about Triggs. He is transitioning from a male to a female. He has not been charged with any crimes, but FBI agents continue to try to determine just how much, if anything, he knew about the attack or on Charlie Kirk. And the thing is that when they put him in the program, no one knew where he was at or anything, not even family members at the time. I guess they told him later on. I don't know when they told. Yeah. Even the sheriff, at least they claim, the county sheriff said they did not know where he was at. But they did say the FBI had taken over the investigation. So that's kind of obvious that the FBI had him. Okay. Anyway, they showed his actual parents' home, I guess, and it revealed many notes shoved in the front door and Amazon packages piling up outside. Their family car still sat and parked in front of the door. No, actually, not his family, but Triggs' compact car was still parked in front of his door. His work gear and some tools were tossed in the back seat, while an empty water bottle in a fast food wrapper sat in the front passenger seat. Now, Sheriff Nate Busby did reveal that Triggs was in a safe space very far away from St. George and needed to lay low for a long time. Yeah, because a lot of people are making threats. Okay. I'm not going to go back over that case again because that's a hot mess, and obviously, as I get updates, I will let you guys know. But other than that, everything else I have already went over. Okay, so that's where he was at. So let me give you an update on Tyler Robinson. Okay, so anyway, they say he has yet to enter a plea to earlier charges. If convicted, he could face life in prison or worse. But first, he's expected to appear at a hearing on Friday, January the 16th, which was yesterday, as his defense attorneys argue for the dismissal of a prosecutor over an alleged conflict of interest. His defense team argued their opposition should be excluded because the adult child of one of the prosecutors attended the Turning Point USA event on September the 10th at Utah Valley University and was in the audience when Kirk was shot and unalive. Robinson's lawyers argue the prosecutor parent has an emotional connection now to the case and could motivate the state to seek the penalty if Robinson is convicted. All right. So anyway, he went to what did he go to? Let's see. He went to a hearing, and I don't know what happened at that hearing. Let me just see. Let's see, Tyler Robinson here. Let's see what happened. Hold on, yeah. Let's see what happened at the hearing. So let's see. Okay, so again, like I just said, okay, so this said Tyler Robinson asked judge to disqualify prosecutors because attorney's child was at the event where Kirk was unalive. Let's see if we go up. Okay. And we already went over all of this. They said that the personal relationship is a conflict of interest. So let's see what else they did. So they said they would bet against the defense winning this motion. Okay. He said they got to show a substantial amount of prejudice and bias. And that's according to Utah Prosecution Counsel Director Robert Church. Okay? So they may not be able to get what they asked for. Mm. So anyway, the judge has not ruled on a suggestion by the defense to ban cameras in the courtroom either. And prosecutors are expected to lay out their case against Robinson at a preliminary hearing scheduled to begin May the 18th. So that's that. They also pushed to limit media access. Access in the high-profile case. And let's see what else. And that's it. They just basically went over all of their proof. So let's go back to this request they are asking. So prosecutors have asked, I guess, Graf to deny the disqualification request. Okay. So remember, the defense is asking them to dismiss the prosecutors. I think that's what I said earlier. Let me go back to that, make sure I said this right. Yeah, I think that's what I said earlier. Yeah, it said by the prosecution mirrors the disqualification of the entire team. They said it's a conflict of interest, like I said before. But, you know, the prosecution is definitely objecting to that, okay? It said under these circumstances, there is virtually no risk, let alone a significant risk, that it would arouse such emotions in any further prosecutor as to render him unable to fairly prosecute the case. Ray also said the child was neither a material witness nor a victim in the case, and that nearly everything the person knows about the actual homicide is mere hearsay. They're talking about the child that attends that college, I'm guessing. Yeah, because he texted a family member. No, excuse me. This child, that's what they call him, later text a family group chat to say Charlie got, you know what. So I guess he was a child. They said he did not miss classes or other activities and reported no lasting trauma, aside from being scared at the time. So that's why prosecutors asked the judge to deny the disqualification request. Yeah, they were trying to disqualify prosecutors because the attorney's child was at the event where Kirk was, unalive. So that's why they were trying to get those prosecutors disqualified. But then they said that the child it didn't really cause or last long effects, and the child didn't really, like, everything the child heard was like, what did they say, hearsay or something like that. So the judge probably won't grant what he's asking, what his lawyers are asking for. Okay. But they use all types of tactics when they on the court and things like that to try to get these people off or lesser sentences and try to, win the case and things of that nature. So it is what it is. Anyway, so there you go with one fuckery news story. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. All right. And then another story is, let's see here. What else we have? Hurry up. So after Timothy Busfield turned himself in the other day, um, armed police burst into his upstate home within an hour of that actor turning himself in. All right. Y'all know that Timothy Busfield, I talked about him a couple of days ago. Okay. Let me just get his actual charges so I won't say the wrong thing. So he faces 2 counts of criminal extra contact of a minor and 1 count of child abuse after 2 kids accused him of inappropriate behavior on the set of his show, The Cleaning Lady, between 2022 and 2024. Okay, y'all remember now? Of course, he denies the allegations, okay, you guys? But anyway, he surrendered to authorities in New Mexico on Tuesday, January the 13th, okay? He did that shortly before the raid on his and his wife, Melissa Gilbert's $300,000 home in the Catskill Mountain. Okay? Let's see what they do. So they said, now this is according to the Daily Mail. They said around 10 a.m., I guess, heavily armed officers arrived in 7 different vehicles. Once Timothy had surrendered, okay, they came in. They had on their riot gear, they had on helmets and shields, and they could be heard calling out for people to come out before ramming the door down and entering the home, which was empty. Damn. Some witnesses said that the officer spent about 10 minutes inside the house before examining the back of the property, which includes an RV in and outhouse. Okay. They said they did not see them take anything out of the house. And they claimed that they probably was looking for Timothy, but Timothy was already in custody. And they probably didn't know it. So Timothy did speak out before he turned himself in. He said, I will confront these lies. I did not do anything to those little boys. He said, I was ordered to come to Albuquerque, and well, I'm here now. I got the call Friday night. I had to get a lawyer. And on Saturday, I got a car and drove 2,000 miles to Albuquerque. He said, I'm going to fight it with a great team. And I know I'm going to be, free. I know I am, because this is all so wrong in all lies. And then his wife spoke out too in his defense, saying that she is standing by him during this investigation. Okay. So anyway, his first appearance was just this past Wednesday, and we already talked about that. All right. So anyway, I will definitely keep you guys updated, about him as well. Now, some other fuckery news is that Jay-Z wins $120,000 judgment in a 10-year paternity battle. Now, why would he need $120,000 from these people? Anyway, let's see. Oh, y'all, let me get the whole story. So according to All Hip Hop, a California federal judge ordered Satterthwaite's godmother to pay Jay-Z $119,000 plus for his legal fees. The 6-figure judgment comes after allegations of fathering Satterthwaite dragged out across several years and states, even reaching the New Jersey Supreme Court. So Reiner's late mother, Wanda, claimed in a 2015 affidavit that their encounter took place in 1992 when the rapper still went by the name Rock. She stated that she was 16 when they hooked up at his aunt's Brooklyn home and the you-know-what broke. Reiner repeatedly tried to compel DNA tests to prove paternity, claiming he was out the closure, not He was out the closure, not comp coins. Now, when his mom passed away in 2019 from heart failure, his godmother, Lily Coley, spearheaded the legal battle. Coley helped file the New Jersey paternity action, but when the court blocked them from pursuing the matter again in the state, she filed another lawsuit in California's federal court. The 2025 complaint alleged neglect on Jay-Z's behalf and collusion with state officials to pressure Coley and Reiner into silence financially. Coley claimed in court documents that a lien from the case resulted in a $25,000 loss when she sold her home. She also accused the New Jersey Attorney General of asserting demonstrably and provably false interpretation of past court rulings and bankruptcy court proceedings and harming her federal case. Anyway, as Gossip previously reported, Judge Garner dismissed the California lawsuit against Jay-Z with prejudice in 2025, permanently shutting down Coley's ability to amend and refile. Reiner's former guardian also filed for a temporary restraining order to pause the Hard Knock Life rapper from pursuing sanctions as a form of retaliation. The court denied Coley's request, allowing Jay-Z to reportedly secure the $120,000 award under California's anti-SLAPP statute, which applies to lawsuits that inappropriately undermine protected speech or legal action. So anyway, Reiner is still not scared. Since the start of 2026, he has been on social media posting, things to deny that all of this is valid. The sanctions of application of the anti-SLAPP statute. Anyway, they said this is the second time the paternity case seemed definitely closed. Yet Jay-Z's self-proclaimed lookalike isn't letting up anytime soon, despite the courts consistently siding with the rap legend. I don't know. Reiner kind of looked like him, especially around the nose, but I'm not sure, if that's his child or not. But if it is, and he's doing all of this, he's going to see this later in life, point blank. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, hopefully, if this is Jay-Z's son, because, we don't know for sure since he won't take a DNA test, hopefully the truth will come out. Okay? All right. And then the last two stories, let's see. I just told you about that. Check this out, y'all. A couple locked their kids in a chicken pen. They forced them to eat coffee and fight one another while trading their guardianship for a cell phone plan. What in the hell? That is crazy, you guys, man. So a Missouri mother and her boyfriend are accused of locking up the woman's children in a chicken pen and procuring them with BB rifles, along with other vicious allegations of abuse, according to police. They forced one kid to eat coffee while driving another into a Great Depression, during which he ate bugs, leaves, and was still food. What the hell? This is some straight up fuckery right here. Anyway, they both were arrested, okay, after local authorities executed a search warrant at their home and found them there with Hayford's children, who spoke to police about the alleged abuse after an investigation was launched in December. Wow, this is crazy. So an adult guardian came forward and said that Hayford's 3 children walked into her house over the summer and were begging for food. She also said they had to walk 4 miles to get to her house. And she said the mom offered to trade the children to her in exchange for a phone and phone plan that equal to the amount of $231. That's $77 per child. Something's wrong with these people. She allegedly signed a power of attorney over to the guardian, and the children, aged 13, 14, and 17, moved into the guardian's house as part of the agreement. That's crazy, man. What the hell? So anyway, the guardian described when receiving the children in exchange for the phone plan that the children were severely underweight. According to the doctor's office she took the children to, they also said that the children were not even enrolled in school or educated, and therefore they could not read or write. What? You got a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 17-year-old. That's sad. These two people need to go to ass to prison forever. Wait, and then another incident involved Hayford forcing the teen to eat coffee. Okay, they say it's unclear why she made her child do this. It allegedly happened the day after Hayford grabbed the teen in the breast area while telling her, "I made it so I can grab it." What? Police says Hayford and her boyfriend would lock the children up in a chicken pen and poo-poo them with an air, loaded with BBs. Also, they said that the boyfriend allegedly pointed a real, at the 14-year-old and told him he was going to blow his brains out. And he almost suffocated him while he was putting him in a headlock. Dang. Also, the 14-year-old stated that the boyfriend would punch or slap him on a regular basis. And then his mom would call him worthless and would cuss him out. And then the 13-year-old described how the boyfriend would also allegedly threaten him with a GUN. He said, "I hope he doesn't SHOT me because I have a long life to go." And that's what the little boy said he was thinking to himself while speaking to the police about the abuse. Now, the 14-year-old allegedly recounted going through a Great Depression during which he ate bugs, leaves, and would steal food. The boy said the boyfriend and his mom would force him to do drugs, including methamphetamine, and would also have him drink alcohol, Jack Daniels, allegedly, and eat WEED edibles, okay? God. They also said the home that the mom and boyfriend lived in was very dirty. They had feces on the floor and beds. That's nasty. The 14-year-old said when he first went to see the adult guardian, his face was covered in feces and that it was cat and dog feces. What? And then the mom and boyfriend allegedly organized fight nights where the children were forced to fight one another. What in the hell is wrong with this? I'm about to show y'all these two people, okay, in a minute. So anyway, the mom has been charged with 2 counts of one count of sexual abuse, 3 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, 4 counts of abuse or neglect of a child, 2 counts of domestic assault. The boyfriend is charged with 2 counts of NAPPING, okay? 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, 2 counts of armed criminal action, 2 counts of abuse or neglect of a child, 1 count of unlawful use of a weapon, 3 counts of domestic assault. The couple is being held without bond. They are scheduled to appear in court on January the 20th, which is what day is that? I mean, what am I looking at? That is Monday, right? Or Tuesday. 17, 18, 19. That's Monday. Let me see. The day is the 17th. No, that's Tuesday. Tuesday. All right. So I'm gonna keep this story because I want to see what happened to these people. This is plainly ridiculous. This is probably one of the worst stories I have heard of. Okay. For a cell phone plan. That is crazy. So this is the people right here. Let me show y'all. Because they always say usual suspects. So let me just show y'all who this is. What time is it? I'm going to get all that off this computer too. That's the 2 weirdos who did all that stuff. Those are her kids, and that's her man right there. She let this man abuse her kids too. That's a shame. And her stupid looking ass did too. Now that 17-year-old, too bad he was weak and stuff. Because he should have, I usually don't condone this, but he should have beat the crap out of both of them. That's ridiculous. If he could, all those kids should have got together. But they probably were too weak and everything else to do anything. Okay, but I'm going to stay on top of that because I need to find out, exactly what, oh my God, what happens in a little court thing on Tuesday. Now, here's one more story. I got one more after that, and then that's it. A mom accused of shooting and unaliving her 11-month-old son because she didn't want to give up custody. If this ain't some fuckery, you tell me what is, okay? So she's been held in court in New Mexico after unaliving her infant. She shot her son to avoid having to share custody of the boy with his father. Her and the baby father were no longer in a relationship, which caused her to shut out the boy's father from his life. So the father, made effort as he could to be involved with the boy, going so far as to take daily to court. And when he did that, things got worse for them all when she refused to comply with the custody orders. Then she disappeared with the child where she thought no one would find them. When she was found in December 2025, she shot her son, unaliving him. Now his father is making an effort to keep her from disappearing again. So anyway, this woman is incarcerated. Her court date is on January 12th, which has already passed, 2020. And they said she has to stay in jail until her trial. And then she got the nerve to break into tears, but she said she understood. She needs to stay in jail because what she would have done, she would have disappeared again. Okay? That is crazy. Why would she unalives her son because she did not want to lose custody. So she's just going to end the little kid's life. She should have just kept on running. And she, wherever she got found at, she should have never been there. She should have went somewhere else. That's weird. Cute little boy too. So she was in New Mexico, honey. You should have went somewhere else. That's silly. She thought she was going to go there and get away, but no, please, girl, you should have went somewhere else. For real, and laid low. So it is what it is. So let's do one more story, one more fuckery news, and that'll be it. That's sad. Now, earlier, you guys, let me just revisit this story real quick because I did this on my news thing, my news reaction earlier today, and I just want to talk about it again because this is a crazy story as well. Anyway, a Texas dad fatally poo-poo an innocent Amazon manager after mistaking him for his daughter's boyfriend. Okay, so let me just tell y'all real quick what happened. Okay. Hold on. What happened to the damn story? Hold on. Okay, let me type it in here. I don't know why those stories just disappear like that. Let me just put his name up here. Desmond Butler. I pretty much know the story about her, but I just want to make sure I don't, you know, get it wrong. Hold on, let me do this. This damn Google stuff, man, it's crazy. Let me do it like, let me just close all these out and then open this back up real quick. Okay, let's see. I think I got his name right. No. Let me do it like that. So anyway, hold on. So Jonathan Ross Matter, 39. He was charged on Wednesday with the murder of 25-year-old Desmond Butler. Okay, according to the Houston Police Department. Investigators said that Matter and his wife received a phone call from their daughter telling them she had been assaulted by her boyfriend. They then drove to a gas station parking lot in the 99900 block of Bear Lair, expecting their daughter to be dropped off, according to Houston police, okay? As Butler's gray Honda Pilot drove into the parking lot around 1 a.m., police said he passed Maida black GMC, which was parked at one of the pumps. As Butler drove past, a woman got out of the GMC and began chasing his vehicle and attempting to open the back passenger door of the Honda, believing Maida's daughter was inside, police said. At the same time, Maida exited the GMC and fired his at the victim's vehicle as it exited the parking lot, according to the police. Butler, police said, then attempted to drive away when he was struck by G-fire and crashed his vehicle into a pole in an adjacent parking lot. The suspects got back into their car and drove northbound on the feeder road, authorities said. Butler was taken to a local hospital and was later pronounced unalive. So the whole entire story is that after they the wife ran up to the car and shit, on foot and tried to open up the passenger door. She did open it up, I believe, and she didn't see her daughter in there. I think when Butler was trying to, run in his car, that's when the dad started firing at the car, okay? And obviously when he did that, the dude crashed and hit a pole, okay? And then I guess the husband and wife walked up to the car, ran up to the car, and realized it was not their daughter's boyfriend. And allegedly they said, "I'm sorry, I thought you was my daughter's boyfriend," or some junk. Okay, they said something similar to that. I told you guys the story in my little 10-minute live, so you can check that out to see everything, because I was reading it. And of course, I don't remember every single thing. But anyway, they said something like that, okay? And then they left, which is stupid, okay? So when they realized that they shot this dude, right, and it wasn't the right person, why didn't they try to stop the bleeding and call EMS? They didn't even call anybody. They got in their car and left, okay? And then I think hours later or the next day, they went to the police department, I guess, headquarters with their lawyer. That's stupid. Who does this? First and foremost, because your daughter called you up on the phone and tell you that her boyfriend just hit her, whatever the case is, you can jump in your car all you want to, but what they should have done is jump and call the damn police, all right? That's what they should have done, and let the police handle this. Or if you are going to jump in your car and try to play, dad of the year, mama bear of the year, whatever the case is, when you get there, okay, you don't just start pew-pewing people and shit and don't know for sure if that's the person in the car because you think this is the person. You know what I'm saying? You can't go off of what you think. You have to know for sure. And then he said he tried to stop the boyfriend. He thought that was the boyfriend, so he tried to stop him. Well, why didn't he just shoot at the tires? Why shoot inside of the car if you're just trying to stop them? If you're trying to stop them, you can just shoot out the tires. That's it. Just shoot the tires out and make it flat. No, he was trying to do just what he did. Shoot inside the car. He thought that was the boyfriend, and he thought his daughter was in that car. But I think when the mom tried to open the door, she didn't see her daughter in there. So they just thought that was the boyfriend and that he, abused their daughter and tried to, KID nap their daughter. That's crazy. And then unalive the wrong, person. And then gonna say to the dude, I'm sorry. I thought you was somebody else or something like that. And then just leave. Don't call the EMS or nothing. Don't try to stop the bleeding or anything. Just leave. Who does this? So I'm glad that I know the man has been charged, okay? I don't know about the woman, but she needs to be charged too. This is the dad, right? I'm the dad of the girl right here. This is Jonathan Ross Matter, or Maida, whatever his damn last name is. That's him right there. A piece of shit. And so hopefully Desmond Butler gets the justice that he deserves, because this is not right. I understand that this dad thought that was the boyfriend and he was mad and he was trying to save his daughter. But you don't do all this. You don't start shooting in the car and doing all this weird shit. And if he was just trying to stop the car, you do the tires. That's it. But what he should have done is just call the police with his stupid ass. That doesn't even make any sense. The dude that he unalived, 25 years old, a manager, he went to the store, I guess the gas station, to get some stuff for when he was going to work the next day. It was like at 12:20 a.m. So the next morning, it was on Christmas Day. So the next morning, he was going to go to work because he didn't have anything else planned or anything to do or anything. So he was going to go make some extra money, right? And so I guess he was going to the gas station to get gas and get some treats or whatever. And for this weirdo just to start doing all that is plainly just unacceptable. They even got surveillance videos, and you guys can check that out on your own, because I don't want to show it because they actually showing him with the GUN in his hand and everything. Doesn't even make any sense. How he just got out the car and started, using it. That it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know what the wife looks like because they didn't show a picture. So I'm glad he's in damn jail. I don't think he gets no. Let me see. Did he get a bond? Let me think. They did give him a bond, I think, a bill, whatever you call it, $50,000, I think. So this story right here does not go into strict details, but I remember it, some of the story, okay, because I just went over it. So I think they got the wife too, but I don't see anything about her, but I'm pretty sure they got her too. Yeah, he had a $50,000 bond, and he did post it too, okay, so he's not in jail right now. And they got different stories too. This story right here is not correct though. Let's see, I'm just reading stuff. And there was a female passenger there in the car with him too. I don't know what happened to her though, because they don't really say anything about her. But I'm going to keep you guys updated with this story too, because they're talking about that story all throughout social media, Desmond Butler, because that's not right what this dad did. I mean, this dad did. And this is another case of a fatal case of mistaken identity. And that's plainly crazy, just to start shooting because you think it's your daughter's boyfriend. Just does not even make any sense, you guys. So anyway, the reason why I say that's fuckery is because the dad acts like, just was acting like a whole stupid ass man. Okay, I mean, why would you even start all that shooting like that? That's weird. Goodness. and then don't want to call the police, but the police ends up coming out because you done unalive this kid. Come on now. I hope they put his ass in jail for a long time. I really do. Because that's just plain ridiculous. Just to start shit, you know what, like that and stuff. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, share, leave a comment, hit that hype up button. And if you want to show additional support for this channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation at $Shades2, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Y'all, thank you so much for checking me out all week long. If you missed any of these lives, make sure you check them out. Excuse any bloopers. The bloopers I did tonight, I'm tired. You know, it's just been a long week with doing all these damn videos and everything else. On the weekend, the only videos that I really do is the Dollar Tree haul, which will come out tomorrow. Okay? And it's already done. I just have to post it. And then my Country Wayne live reactions, which I do 2 times a day, every day. In the daily news, I don't know if I'm going to do that tomorrow or not. If I don't, it'll start back on Monday again. Usually I would probably do that Monday through Friday. You know, I don't know if I would do one tomorrow, but I'll see. Because, you know, once you start stuff, you got to keep doing it. So the weekends, I pretty much like to, only do Country Wayne, and that's it. So I'm going to see you guys, hopefully, God willing, on Monday night. Make sure y'all check out all my videos, my Dollar Tree haul that I did on Wednesday, my YouTube shorts, okay? Because there's some cute little shorts in mini hauls, in me doing challenges, okay? Check out my video, if you like Country Wayne skits, check out my Country Wayne live skits, reactions, and check out my other night owl lives, all right? In my daily news reactions. And that's where I talked about this young man get unalive, and I talked about the Michael Jackson, Jackie Harry thing. So check all of that out, all right? Other than that, thanks to Jermaine. Thank you, Jermaine. Thanks to Bronze, Tony Bands, Tanya. Let's see who else. I think that's it. Everybody in the bushes and everybody who watched this in the replay. You guys have a blessed night. Thanks to all who have donated, to my channel. Thanks to the donation today. I appreciate that. And you guys have a blessed night. And I'll see you on Monday with another Night Owl live. Okay, my ass. I always get the title wrong. Let me just put it up here because my ass. Yeah, Shades 2. Late Night Owls Talk Time. I do so many shows, I get them mixed up. All right. And I'll see you guys Monday. And have a blessed weekend too. All right. See y'all later. Peace out. Let me go ahead and mute this music. And let's get out of here. This thing is not working, man. Stream, y'all need to do better. They don't hesitate to charge that daggone fee every daggone month. But they damn sure be freezing up. I can't even get the thing up. Let's see. Let's see how you can get this stuff. I don't know why this thing freezes up like this, you guys. It's crazy. I don't even think I can put it on there. Let's see. No, that's not the right thing. I think this is it right here. Let me see something. No, it just shows like that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that up. You can't even move anything. Hold on, let me see if I can go back to comments and then come back. You can't even move anything up or down. I don't know why this thing freezes up like this. It's so weird. And then you can't get it to move because the only thing moves is the other thing. Okay, let me see if I can get it down some more. Damn. Nope, leave it alone, Shay. Leave it alone. There you go. Leave it alone. I don't think I can get the other thing up. So let me see if I can find another copy of this. This is just a what's the name. I can't get that part up. So anyway, guys, I cannot get this part. I think I already moved this, right? Yeah, I don't think I can get this down. This is so weird. Oh, here it is right here. Wait, is all of it now? This damn thing is frozen like what? Now it went right back up. This damn StreamYard, you guys. Yeah, I don't think I can get it now. So anyway, I'm just going to end this live because I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Just froze up. And I'm just glad that the damn video played pretty good tonight. All right. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much. And y'all have a blessed weekend, blessed night. And I'll see y'all on Monday with another Shades 2 Late Night Hours Talk Time. I appreciate y'all. Good night. And wait a minute, hold on. Let me do these real quick before I do this. I can still put this up. Okay, we can still do this right here. Hold on. I almost forgot. Just no music because it just froze up. I told y'all earlier it froze up. It's crazy. So anyway, yeah. Let's put all these things up before we get out of here. I always forget shit. There's so much, Let's see. Almost done, you guys. Y'all make sure y'all thumbs up to me before y'all go or when you come in. And also check out my other videos. And tomorrow, if you watch Country Wayne Skits, I'm doing another Country Wayne reaction live. Early afternoon, okay? That's it right there. Early afternoon. Other than that, you guys, have a blessed weekend. All right, there you go. And I'll see y'all on Monday. Good night, y'all. Peace out. Thank you.